Okay, I think it shows that we're live, Heather.
Okay,
So
let me know if that works.
sorry, we're having some technological difficulties. Heather is actually popping over into that other scheduled. I guess that shows that we're live, Heather. Live stream, and she is going to try to direct you guys on over here because we could not get that other one to work. So
gotta love technology.
Okay, right.
Okay, I'm going to link this one over.
Perfect. Thank you, Heather. We'll leave it up for now though, guys, so that if people jump into that one, they'll see the comment that we've moved over to a different live. All right, I see we've got 39 people over here right now, so people are finding their way. Thank you guys so much for bearing with us while we deal with our technology issues today.
I'm going to post in the description of that one real quick.
Perfect. So that's a great idea. So needless to say, we're probably going to go a bit past 4 o'clock today just because we're getting a late start with all of this as well. So bear with us a little bit today while we take a little bit of extra time. So Alana, unfortunately, because we had to go live directly, we weren't able to change any of those type of settings, and we only can do the captioning by turning it on ourselves. So unfortunately, we weren't able to do the captioning because our scheduled live would not go live. Unfortunate technology issues.
Indeed. All right, and I changed the description on that one, so hopefully everyone can find it over there.
Yeah.
And it'll be posted
in there.
All right,
83 people here now, so I think a good portion of people have found us.
Still shows 74 waiting in the other one, but I've left comments, and we'll just hope that they leave one more.
All right. Okay, friends. Well, we've done what we can do. Let's just get going with our live like normal. Hi, it's Lea and Heather.
Oh, and mine's, okay, hold on. Now mine's, there we go. I was like, my video was not updated. There it is. Okay.
Okay, we good?
Good.
Okay, good.
It just paused, so we were frozen, but it was my computer pausing, not anything else.
Oh, thank you guys. Very sweet. I'm so glad you guys found us over here. Keep directing people on over here if you see anyone wondering where we're at. Okay, let's real quick just go over everything we go over typically in the beginning of videos, and then let's get going because we're starting late as is.
Yes.
So welcome if you're new. This doesn't happen most weeks.
Not very often. And I did see some newbies over in the other group. So hopefully you all found your way over here. And I don't remember who it was, but leave a comment again and let us know. And we do our best to say hello. We don't have a moderator today, so we'll try and catch those. And if not, everyone else who are familiar friends with us every week will welcome you and say hi as well.
Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah, it's just us today. So we probably won't catch as much as we normally do in terms of questions and such, but we'll do our best. And of course, if you in the live chat know an answer, feel free to answer it for someone as well. We love that. We love the interaction.
Yes.
I'm just getting this pulled up on my phone.
We also won't have what we're using. Most of what we're using today is sneak peeks that aren't released yet anyway. So if you're wondering about anything, we'll kind of share the names as we go along. But these will be releasing next Monday. The things that we are using that are already released that we normally have linked in the description. Obviously, we lost all that when we started a new video. So we'll add those at the end. We'll just do our best to show you those as we go along. And if you have a question, usually, if we don't see and answer that, someone else probably caught what color ink we used or what stamp or die set. So someone else will probably comment and point you in the right direction too.
Absolutely. So we give away a $15 gift card code at the end of each live. So the way that you do that, or way that you get entries into that, is there's a few ways. So there's a share button underneath here with a little arrow. And if you click that and share it, you can share it in an email with a friend. You can share it on your Facebook page. You can share it in a Facebook group. Just make sure it's allowed. And then just come back here into the live chat and let us know that you shared. And that's an extra entry into winning. And then other than that, just do what you're doing now. Chat with us in the live chat, chat with each other, leave comments, and we just pick a random winner at the end of our live stream.
And we picked 2 winners today, right? Because we're combining our live.
Oh,
usually we do 2 winners on those weeks. Or I guess now that I said it, we are.
I guess now that you said it, we sure are.
Committed. So yes, we won't have Facebook Live this week. This is our one live for this week. It gives us a little extra time just to prep for the release next week. And both of us are busy behind the scenes. So that gives us that extra. And then you get to see 2 cards all at once with the new goodies.
So Heather and I are using the same product, or some of the same products, but our cards are going to be quite different. And so we are, I just realized I have not plugged my foil machine in yet.
Oh yeah. You have a second while
I know, right? So Heather is going to take over the live stream first and do some stamping. And then I'm going to do some foiling, and then we'll come together combo. But while we're using the same products, the process is going to be really different. So hopefully it will still be fun and easy to follow when we come back to both screens.
All right, so I'm going to switch my camera down, and I guess I take over first here. So I'll give you the first peek at what we're going to be using today. Leah's going to show you. So our upcoming release is another washi stamp die stencil release. Leah's going to be using the washi tape. So when we switch over, I'll let her do that with you. And I'm going to use the stamp and die that coordinate. And this set is called, and this, for some reason, this is always hard for me to say, Fuchsias. My mouth wants to get all tangled on that one. So it's just like all of our other beautiful washis. There is that beautiful 1-piece stamp set, 1-piece layering stencil, and 1-piece die. And there's just a quick peek at one of the ways you can color them up. And then you'll see that washi, which also has the beautiful gold foil on it too. So I'm going to start off because I'm going to stamp this instead of just black or heat embossing or anything like that. I wanted to stamp it. I like stamping in a color sometimes for ink blending. And this Stargazer, it's a really deep navy blue that's really pretty. But once I stamp it, it does like a few minutes to kind of dry before I ink blend, because then I won't smear and smudge my ink as much. So we figured I'd do this first, and then Leah's going to switch over and do some hot foiling with something else that is also part of a new item for the release. So if you've used most of our washi stamps, most of them are a little too long, just like this one for the standard Misty. It won't quite fit all the way in there. But I have noticed that I can put a bigger piece of cardstock in there and fit it diagonally on this one. Some of them work that way. Not all of them work that way, but this is one of the ones that definitely does. So I like to take advantage of that when I can. I also wanted to show you, so with these big stamps like this, sometimes it's really easy. I mean, this is pretty big and solid, but you can kind of warp and mess it up a little bit. So on these bigger images, instead of grabbing my stamp image, grabbing a little corner and just ripping it off, because that's going to kind of stretch and deform that photopolymer a lot. A lot of what I like to do is I actually like to lay down and feel my, because it's going to curl, it's not going to damage that backing paper. And I just like, so that's just one tip I have for these bigger ones. So even though, see when I pull that off, it kind of leaves that curled, but as soon as you put it back on that stamp, it's going to hold it flat again. And I would rather have that happen than damage my stamp. And so in the meantime, I just kind of set this under something off to the side so it's out of the way. I wanted to quickly show you here how just, actually, you know what? Now that I'm looking at this, I didn't even look at this close enough. This one actually fits perfectly in the Misty. So you know what? I'm going to pivot there. I thought I needed to do it diagonally, but I didn't even test because I really wasn't expecting it to fit. But it fits. This is one of those lucky ones that will fit in your standard size Misty. So yay for that. just going to kind of center it on there so that I can keep it in place and stamp it. What a lucky, fun surprise. Totally didn't expect that. Learning something new every day, huh? Oh, let's see. Great tip, the video froze. Okay, if you're talking about, some people must have seen it, so it must not have frozen all the way. It's for pulling the stamp off the background. So instead of laying it down and peeling your whole big stamp off and risking kind of deforming that, I like to lay it down flat and kind of just hold that stamp down and peel the backing off. Even if it curls that backing paper, there's less concern for me. It's not going to damage that. That's just there for looks. And I want to keep this in as nice of condition as I possibly can. Okay. All right. I know, Kim, sometimes I wish they would all fit. Some of them fit diagonally, and we do have some videos that show how to tape everything down and do it on the outside, but I'm just going to be happy right now that this worked in my MISTI on this one, and I could do it this way. I actually did a test one the other day, and like I said, I don't know why I didn't even attempt to fit it in there. I just turned it on the diagonal and did it that way, but yeah. It worked fine that way too. So I know fuchsias are one of those flowers. They always make me think of my mother-in-law, because she used to have, I'm pretty sure, I mean, she still does a ton every year, but I'm pretty sure she had the world's biggest collection I've ever seen. She had every color, and she would collect them and she'd repot them and keep them in her garage over the winter. I mean, they were kind of her babies, so I never knew there were so many different colors and options on there. So, all right, this is all stamped, so I'm going to let this now dry for a few minutes. I am going to mute myself and let Lea take over for a minute, and then I'll go ahead and clean my stamp off here while I'm off camera. You don't have to see that. It's not exciting.
All right, friends. So I am going to be foiling another new fun product that we are coming out with in our upcoming release. I think Heather's video did freeze for a minute, but it dialed back in. And she totally repeated herself, so we should be good to go on that. So one thing that we are excited about, that we are bringing out this this upcoming release, is some nested products. Now, we don't typically do nested products just because there's so much out there. However, we thought that these nested foiling frames would be a really lovely addition to foiling. And they also come with a coordinating set of dies to be able to cut out. So the great thing about it is they work together. However, if you don't foil, you can still get a great set of circles, and they are perfectly sized to make frames. We are going to take a look at the nested circles foiled today. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to foil them all together. And it gets to be a little fussy when we're die cutting, but I just want to show you how fun and exciting it is to be able to save space, do it all at once. And you just have to have a little bit of patience when you get to the die cutting part, but it is a nice way to save a little bit of space. So I have all of the nested items here on my my platform, and now we do need to hit the timer button and let these warm up. So while those are warming up, I am going to cut a couple pieces of cardstock that I forgot to prep beforehand. So we're going to go ahead and get that done real quick. So I'm super excited about how these nested shapes turned out. We have a few different shapes that we're offering up. So today, like I mentioned, I'm doing the circles. And now we also have a couple more shapes. I think Heather is going to show you one of the other shapes as well today. And then I think we both might be using the third set of shapes for our sentiments, but that I think we'll only be using the dies. So I guess you're probably actually going to get a nice view of all three of these super fun nested projects. Okay, so I've cut a little bit of aura foil, pardon me. And I'm just going to grab my die cut machine real quick because I just don't have a very large surface here. So I kind of have to do everything in sections. So I'm going to move my foil machine over a little bit. You may not be able to see it fully on camera. But so this is the timer button has gone off. So these should be hot enough. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove my base from the machine first. And then I'm going to kind of get this out of my way. So I have a little bit more room to work. So you want to put your foil with the pretty side down onto the foil plates. And then you want to add your cardstock, of course. And then I'm just going to put the two shims. Now I accidentally foiled my shim today with these same circles when I was practicing. So it still works completely fine. You can also clean that off with 100% acetone. You just want to make sure that it doesn't have any conditioners or fragrance in it. Okay, so then I'm just running this through my Spellbinders Platinum machine, nice and slow. I don't feel the need to rock it back and forth with my new foil machine and my new platform, or excuse me, my new Platinum. I get good results with just the one run through. So let's go ahead and take a look. And they foiled just perfectly. I will set this aside and keep it because I will use it with my solid hot foil plate and do the negatives. But now we have these really fantastic nested circles that I'll be die cutting here in just a minute. So I'm going to switch my desk around and I am going to let Heather take over while I do that.
Okay. While she does that, I'll go ahead and get started here on just the beginning of my stenciling because I'm going to be doing all the different layers of the stenciling here. I just realized I grabbed the wrong color of ink to start with, so I'll switch. I saw a question by someone and now I can't remember what it was. So if you asked a question that mattered that we needed to answer, please feel free to ask it again. I was saving it up in my mind to answer and my brain's so scattered today that I just lost it and it's gone. Yes, these new hot foil plates are super duper fun and together with the nested dies.
So we're now split screen, Heather, so we're together.
Okay. Perfect. Sounds good because you have to die cut those frames. I have my frames. I pre-did those so that we didn't have to both demo the same thing.
Absolutely. I also have to die cut out a panel of the fuchsia washi tape. So that is what I am showcasing right now is the lovely fuchsia washi tape. It has some beautiful gold foiling accent on it. It's really stunning.
It really is beautiful. All of the new hot foils are really beautiful. I'm pretty excited about them. Oops.
They are really, really gorgeous. And of course, you all got the preview because we released the sunflowers early. So really, really pretty washi tapes. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this.
There are a total of 5 new, just in case anyone was wondering. And we've sneak peeked some of them on our Instagram too, which is
I think there's only one left to sneak peek, and that is going to be sneak peek tomorrow.
Okay, I was gonna say, is it the one we're using today?
No, that is today. We're sneak peeking. I haven't sneak peeked it on Instagram yet.
I gotcha.
Yeah, okay. So we are sneak peeking it here today, and then tomorrow I think is when the final washi tape that we haven't sneak peek will be.
And I do see the question about the hot foil. So none of the florals have hot foil plates. The hot foiling product in this is all of the frames.
Yes. So these the floral images really aren't suitable for hot foil plate. So the hot foiling that we are doing with this release is all those nested products.
And believe me, if they all would, we would do them all because
absolutely.
I would take every single one.
What you can expect from Pinkfresh from now on is if a product can be turned into a hot foil plate, we will.
Yep.
All right, I
Guaranteed.
gotta break out the big die cut machine for my washi tape because I've changed up the way I do my plates on my Gemini Junior, and they just don't fit anymore.
Okay, and there's my first layer on the stencil. Isn't that blue and green so pretty together? I love it.
Oh, that's pretty lovely.
And the sunflower washi, someone was asking about that. It has not been restocked yet, and we don't know how long that will be. We're running into more of those lovely production delays, and this was an unplanned, just spur of the moment releasing it. So yeah.
Yeah, they're just your best bet is to sign up for a restock notification at this point if you are really wanting the sunflowers, just because we can't give you a date, unfortunately, because China has gone back down into lockdown, and that is where the washi tape comes from. So we just don't really have any dates on shipping and all of that at this point.
Yes. Okay. And I just realized I'm switching because I'm doing my lighter color. So I'm switching stencil number 2 and 3. It really doesn't matter and it'll work fine. But if you were wondering why I switched that, that would be why.
I am just lining up the nice big one-piece die with the washi tape. I do use kind of big chunks of Post-it tape when I am taping these down. You certainly don't have to. You can use any tape. I just like to have the big chunks so I know that the die is not going to move anywhere when I run it through my machine. So I typically line up one side, tape it down, then I make a couple of adjustments and tape it down finally on the other side to really get those nice and lined up. I know, Debbie, we are all sick of supply chain issues. I just don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah. If it's not one thing, it's another.
Right?
Pretty, pretty. Having second thoughts now about my ink color that I had planned, and I might switch and do. I think I am gonna.
Right, I can get the big guy out of here now. I am just waiting for either Gemini or Spellbinders to come out with some extended plates, and the big guy can go away.
Right?
Okay, I'm gonna put these over here. And let's take a look at some washi tape pieces.
That's always so magical too. Pulling all those little pieces out, all done and beautiful.
I agree.
Okay.
It's always so fun to pop them out of the die. Like, I just love it. I think. So someone's saying they sometimes have a hard time lining up the die with the washi tape. So my suggestion is stand up if you can and look over top of it. I feel like I line it up better that way. So I have bought this fun little plate that has all these compartments where I can divvy out all of my little pieces so I don't lose them.
One other thing,
how fun. What?
Oh, I was just gonna say, as you're talking about the washi and lining stuff up, this is probably a good time to mention we're kind of putting the finishing touches on planning a washi tape class like we did our hot foiling one. So kind of going through some of those tips and tricks.
Absolutely. And the honest truth is sometimes the die does move in the die cut machine. Like we do everything we can to avoid that, but it happens sometimes. And I just feel like even if maybe it's not perfectly aligned, if your white's a little bit off to one edge or the other, it really doesn't bother me that much.
Once it's on your card, you never even notice.
Exactly. Like this is handmade, not Hallmark. So not everything needs to be absolutely perfect. So it doesn't really bother me if the die does shift a tiny bit and maybe your white isn't perfectly aligned. That just doesn't bother me anymore.
There are some ways that you can cut it apart and do the die in 2 passes if it does bug you and you want super precise. So we'll probably show some of those.
Yeah, so I got this little plate on Amazon. I don't even know what I was searching for. It might have been like watercolor, ceramic, or plates or something. And I thought, hey, this is kind of fun for holding all of those little washi tape pieces. The bigger guy doesn't really fit, but that's okay.
All right, I'm just going through my stencil layers. I've only got the 2 last 2 layers on the flowers now, and then we'll be done and I can do my die cutting.
So I'm going to start working on die cutting all of these circles, the nested circles that we just cut out. Now, I kind of am doing it the hard way, friends, but I did this purposely because I wanted to show you that it is possible to try to be a little frugal with your cardstock. However, it's not like the quickest process in the world. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of, I'm going to be spending a little bit of time of lining up all of these dies and getting them lined up and taped down. But I just wanted to show you that it is possible to be frugal, but if you want the process to be a little quicker, I would suggest that maybe you just do one frame at a time if you're wanting the process to go quicker.
And Debbie Lowry, I have not been saying each ink color as I go along. I've been making sure they're on here on camera so you can see them in the replay. We've just been so busy chatting that I haven't mentioned each one, but so far I can just tell you real quick. I used Mint and Meadow for both of the layers of the green. I used Ballet Slipper, and I'm going to do Coral Reef for the pink part on the bottom of the flowers. Then Soft Lilac and Lavender is what I'm doing now for the top layer. So, and we'll post links to all of the stuff that we used that is available and released already once we're done.
Yes, unfortunately, with the fact that our scheduled stream would not stream, we don't have everything available to you guys that we normally do. So sorry about that, friends, but we will do our best to get everything linked up after the live stream's over.
I just figure at least we got to go live and we didn't have to cancel and
right.
skip. So this was better than nothing.
Okay, so I lined up all of the circles with their corresponding frame. It's never going to be perfect because I didn't line up the hot foil plates perfect. But I want to show you that if you just do like a nice big piece of Post-it tape and just put it down directly over top of the dies, nice and firm, they don't move. And then you can run this through your machine as is, and you can cut all of those circles out at once.
That's a great tip. I did mine individually, and then the tape kind of sticks to the foiling, which was a little inconvenient too. All right, my last layer here.
I would absolutely suggest doing them individually if you want it to go quicker. I just thought I would show you guys that you can do it all together. You do have to take a little bit of time to get them all lined up, but it does save you a little bit of cardstock in the end.
I think you didn't hear over when your die cut machine was running there, Leah, but die cutting them all at once like that and taping it all together kept any of the adhesive tape pulling the foil off your cardstock too. Because
it sure did. Yep.
I tried to do mine that way and I didn't think about just die cutting them all at once.
Yeah, by putting that piece over top, it stuck more to the dies. It didn't really stick down into the foil, so it couldn't ruin the foil. And so now I have these perfectly foiled circles that are ready to be used as frames or little accents.
I just realized.
How are you doing over there, Heather?
Good. I think there we go. I'm going to fix something on my camera and see if it works. I think I had the autofocus, so it was kind of doing weird things.
Oh, was it doing that weird focus in, focus out thing?
Yep.
Oh, I hate when our cameras do that. That's like the worst feature they ever built in.
Right. Because then it tries to autofocus like every few seconds. And it's like, no. I'm not moving. We're in the same spot. I don't think it fixed it. So it might still be stuck on there. So
and we'll do our best. We're just happy that we actually were able to live stream today because we had kind of a hot mess going on our technology wise today.
Good. It's okay.
Oh, yeah, Michelle, actually, I will be using them actually just like this. So you were reading my mind today.
I'm gonna get these die cut.
Yeah, aren't those circle frames just so much fun? Okay, I need to stamp and cut out my sentiment as well. So I'm probably gonna do that while you are finishing up your die cutting over there.
Yes, I'm gonna die cut and then I'll show off the frames that I'm gonna be using that I already hot foiled them in advance. because
Yeah, Heather had a little bit more to do than I did.
yeah, the washi is quicker, but the stencils and the stamp and being able to have that versatility of customizing it is also pretty great. So, ooh, I guess I need to finish cleaning my desk too. There we go.
I am just using one of the smaller sentiments from the Fuchsias stamp set. It says take time for yourself. I thought it would just be a nice little addition.
You know, I've seen a couple questions asking about how these circles compare to some of the other frames that we already have, like the stitched and folk and etc. And I actually haven't matched them up to see. So that might be something we have to check in.
Yeah, that'll actually, I honestly wouldn't have, I didn't even think about that because they match each other so perfectly that I haven't really compared them to our other circles, to be honest. Yeah. So that might be something we have to report back on.
Yeah, I was saying a lot of those have like the folk ones have a plain one, so you can cut the frames already.
Yep, exactly.
So I don't know exactly where they would fit in there. And the other shapes I'll show you, the ones I'm going to be using won't necessarily correspond to anything else, but they're super fun new shapes for us. So
they're not circles.
Right. So. Right.
All right.
And that did die cut all the way. Good. Okay. Move all of this out of the way. Now I have all of my little pieces all stenciled and die cut.
All right, I got my little sentiment stamped here.
And new ink colors. I see someone asking about that. They are definitely not releasing this month. I wish. It's probably going to be later this year.
They'll be later this year, hopefully. You know, we've already mentioned it, but supply chain is kind of a huge issue right now. So we're still totally in testing phase on those. So it takes time to perfect ink colors and all of that. So I wouldn't expect them until late this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can surprise you and change that, but not something we can say will actually be the case.
Yeah. Don't get too excited about it being anytime super soon. No. We're trying not to get excited about it.
Exactly. All right. Well, I think I'm going to sneak peek what the other set is because I'm going to go ahead and cut out my sentiment real quick. So we have hexagons. That's our other, but they're more of an elongated hexagon, which I'm actually really excited about. They're not like the squarish hexagon that you see that like the hexagons from our Simply hexagon set. These are a little bit more rectangular hexagons. My goodness, that's a lot of words. So basically, I don't know, a little bit, I don't know how to explain it other than that.
And if you're looking at my screen, you might see the other ones on here that I'm getting ready.
Oh yeah, Heather's also showing you. So you have now officially seen all 3 nested shapes.
Let's say we're giving you a really serious sneak peek.
Yes, we are.
And Cheryl SB just tried to match them to the stitched scallop circles, the circle ones. And she said one fits okay, some don't. So
yeah, okay. Well, there you have it.
It's something to play with, at least on that one. So
yeah. It was definitely not our intention to match them up. These are definitely meant to match together or be used alone. But if they work with another one of our sets, well then,
even better.
Fantastic.
Okay, and with the ones I'm showing here, I'm going to show you both because I did the reverse and the regular. I used my solid.
I haven't had a chance to do the reverse on mine yet. I'm excited to do them though.
I already used my biggest one, but the smaller one. So here is the hot foil. And the other fun thing with these hot foil plates, by keeping them separate like this and not all in one, you know, we could have done them all in one with the dies connected, but we wanted to leave them individually so that you could hot foil them right onto a card base or a panel without die cutting if you wanted, or also just use the nested ones individually. But this is the hot foil one, die cut out. The other thing too is you don't even have to cut the inside window if you don't want the frame. You can add the border and just cut the outside and basically have a die cut shape with the frame on the outside. But this is the one, the original foiled with the dies, and then this is the reverse. So it has the foil on the outer edges and the white strip in the middle. And this is another one of those ones where with the solid foil plate, I can't decide which one I like better. So I always love that option. Okay.
And there is our lovely hexagon that I just used just the dye.
Nice.
So we officially are our initial launch of these nested products. You're getting 3 shapes. We have basically shared them all today. However, we did not share, we are only sharing the dyes for the hexagons. We haven't showed any foiling yet.
But you can guess a
But
little
you
bit.
can guess what it might look like.
I'll set my extra foiled pieces
All
aside
right.
there.
So
Right.
I have one more thing that I want to do before I start assembling my card that I kind of forgot I was going to do, but I want to give my background a little bit more. My card is very, very white on white on white. It's very D inspired, but I wanted to give my background a little extra something. So I'm going to dry emboss it with our Sweet Blooms hot foil plate. I thought just the subtle blooms in the background of the card would be a nice addition to the fuchsias. So something that I've noticed with my new machine is that when I'm dry embossing with a hot foil plate, which is thicker and a little bit more rigid than an embossing folder, here is the sandwich that I need for my Spellbinders Platinum machine. So I need just the standard cutting platform. I need that tan embossing mat that comes with it. Then I go ahead and I put my cardstock and my hot foil plate face down. You can tape it into place if you want to, but I feel like it doesn't really shift on me. So I just put it on there as is. And then just one cutting plate to run it through. You never want to force a hot foil plate through your machine when you're trying to dry emboss with it. So if you're having a hard time running it through, then you need to remove some pressure. But look at how perfect that is. And it's just a lovely subtle texture added to my background that's really easy to do, and it gives your hot foil plates a whole other look and feel and a whole other avenue that they can be used.
I'm hot foiling, or not hot foiling. I can't talk. I'm heat embossing my sentiment here. I was gonna die cut mine with those hexagons, but I think I'm just gonna go, although I'm looking, and I don't think I got that stamped very well because I was multitasking and reading comments. So I'm gonna restamp.
Talking about vellum, but I'm not sure what they were talking about.
I saw that question. That's what had me distracted. It was about what vellum we had the best results for hot foiling. And the honest truth,
good results at all.
We didn't. I was gonna say when we did that day, we did not get great results.
So we sure didn't.
We did not. So that's something we're gonna work on. I know, who was it? Was it Anne on our design team? I think had done it and had good results. And I don't remember what she used. So
I feel like she used like 40-pound vellum. And I feel like you did too, and you couldn't get, you weren't having very good success with it. So yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think I have 40-pound vellum. So
exactly.
I don't think I can test that.
Right. So we'll just,
I think I just got to maybe try it again. I know that I think when I tried, my hot foil machine was,
yes,
it was a little bit on the fritz.
Mm-hmm.
So
we found that out later.
Panel down here a little bit.
All right. And I'm doing my heat emboss sentiment here. If this works this time, I hot foiled with blush hot foil, which is kind of that pretty rose gold soft color. So I'm heat embossing with some Simon Says rose gold to coordinate with that. I think I'm gonna have.
I totally trimmed my cardstock down to the wrong size for my card base, so I'm redoing that real quick.
And I got much better stamping on this, so I'm glad I redid that. That first one was
perfect.
I've got embossing powder everywhere.
There we go. Okay, this looks better. I was like, why does that card seem so skinny? I totally cut my cardstock incorrectly.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Like, why does my panel not fit? Graciously
done that. I'm going to heat emboss, so I'll be noisy here for a minute.
Okay, perfect. I can chat for a little bit while you're doing that because I know that it's never easy to chat while you're also trying to heat emboss at the same time. So I'm just getting going on assembling my card here. I've got my lovely embossed background using these Sweet Blooms hot foil plate. And I am just using a little bit of liquid glue to attach it to my card front. I like to use liquid glue for things like this because it just gives me some time to wiggle it around and make sure that I've got everything nice and lined up. All right, so then I did pre-cut a few of our Simply Diamonds background dye, cut it a few times and already adhered it together. And I'm going to adhere this over the top just to give the card more dimension, a little bit more interest to it. Looks like we have a couple people celebrating birthdays in the live chat. So happy birthday today. Yeah, we are super excited about these nested shapes. The diamonds are super fun. I actually think they all are. And I'm sure we probably will have, you know, a shape or two coming up in the future. But for now, we're starting with these 3 really fun shapes. We do think that these are going to become like a kind of almost like a foiling essential just because they're so versatile and there's so many ways that you can use them. We're really, really excited about these. Oh, looks like Kinnery joined us.
Yeah. Saw that. She must not be sleeping.
She must not be tired. She missed out on all of the fun technology drama we had going on. So she got to at least miss that.
And she still found us. So, you know.
I know, right? That's great too. She did find us.
And we'll count ourselves fortunate there.
Absolutely. Okay, so when I showed you guys the circles, I kind of showed you the way that I was going to use them today. I wanted to group them all at one end and kind of let the circles fade out. And that is what I'm going to kind of flank with my my fuchsia washi tape. So I'm going to go ahead and get these glued together first.
I'm just putting foam adhesive on I think I'm only going to pop up my biggest frame because the others are going to tack underneath. So I have to plan kind of where I'm going to put those.
Makes sense.
So I realized I'd have to think too much about where I'm putting my foam adhesive otherwise.
And the great thing about using liquid glue for this is I have a little bit of time to, you know, make adjustments to make sure that the ring thing I'm creating here looks the way that I want it to. And I'm feeling like my card is definitely super D-inspired today. Very white on white with just a touch of color here and there.
Love that. Okay. There we go. I'm talking to myself again.
I think that looks good. Ooh, look at how fun that is foiled. I just love how it glints in the, and I'm having like the dreariest to darkest day right now, and it still looks all glinty and fun. Okay, so I am, however, going to add a little bit of foam just to the other edges, just to give it a little bit of a pop-up. I think I'm just going to add just some foam dots to each opposite edge, just to give them a little bit of dimension here.
Just about.
Connie, as we mentioned earlier, we haven't really tested these with any of our other circle dies. So we don't actually know the answer to that, if they work with any of the other ones or not. Thanks, guys. Glad you're liking how the rings turned out. I think it's pretty fun.
Yeah, and I see Kinnery just commented on there too about those, that we didn't design these to match with existing because there's too many different options, and then we wouldn't have been able to have the exact width we wanted on the foil part of the frame.
Yep,
So
exactly.
some of them might work, and if they do, it's just kind of a bonus, but
Yeah, just an added bonus, basically.
most things we try to intermatch and interchange, but can't.
These
do
are
it on
definitely
everything.
mostly meant to just work with each other, however.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I'm glad you're liking the way that I'm stacking the circles. Thought it was just a fun touch. All right, so now let's start adding some washi tape elements to it. Let's see here. And I always like to fluff the washi tape flowers and leaves. I've decided I think I'm switching over to the word fluff, Heather, because it's much easier to say.
Yep. I agree.
Okay, June, let me clarify. The nested foil plates, which unfortunately are still on my hot foil machine cooling off, they match specifically with the nested circles dies that they go together. What we're saying is we don't know if these nested circles dies that were meant to go with the nested circle or, you know, the nested shape hot foil plates, we don't know if these work with any of our other circle dies that we have previously released. So hopefully that clarifies.
Exactly.
They weren't designed to, they were designed to work together with the nested hot foil plates that we've been using today.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna just do some lovely fuchsia sprays. I think I'm gonna have to trim down one of these bigger fuchsias to get the spray going on the other side, which I know Cheryl always kind of does not love, but we're doing it, Cheryl. We're doing it.
It'll be worth it.
Yep, it sure will.
Okay, there we go. Remembering now. So I just have to remember, where am I putting that foam adhesive? And then,
all right, where do I want to cut this guy off at? Probably right here. And when you trim your washi tape down like this, you won't have perfect white edges anymore on some of the areas where you're trimmed. I don't really worry about that. It still is going to look totally beautiful on your card. And, you know, being able to trim stuff down and use them just makes the product a little bit more versatile.
yeah. And the flowers, if you mean the washi tape, the ones that Leah's using, she backed them on white cardstock.
Yep, these are just backed on just my standard 100-pound hammer mill white cardstock that I use most of the time. All right, so I think I want to grab.
And whoever said something about being a newbie and sorry for dumb questions, there are no dumb questions.
We are happy to answer. That's why we do these. So no dumb questions at all, ever.
No, not even a little bit.
Okay, let's see here. I do like how that's turning out so far.
And I'm just mixing and matching foam. And
absolutely, Ruth. When you trim them down and you tuck them here and there, you never even notice that you might be missing a couple areas where the white is, you know, perfectly centered or whatever.
Exactly.
And then it just makes your washi tape more versatile if you are brave and you cut it into pieces. Hint, hint, Cheryl.
We'll get her doing it.
She knows I love her.
One of these days, she's going to be a washi cutting.
Right? All right, I think I want this.
Full converter.
Oh, this is very pretty. I don't know if I'm going to use this, but I'm still going to cut it apart and see.
Same. I know I want to tuck all of them on here and I'm trying to
I just want to keep tucking more and more. And there's like, Leah, you probably should stop at some point.
Right? No, surely not. Okay.
All right. This is the part where it gets a little quiet because Heather and I are concentrating on assembling.
You can always hear that silence kicking in.
We lose our ability to chat.
And it's more noticeable when it's both of us, I think.
I think so too. That's so funny.
All right, I think that might just be too big. I think that's too much. So I'm glad I trimmed it apart, but I don't think I'm going to use it. Okay. I think I'm really happy actually with how this looks here. And I'll probably just put like a nice jewel here. All right, time to start gluing stuff down.
Oh, and I thought I was behind because I was
No, you were not
trying to
behind at
finish
all.
gluing stuff down.
Heather,
I'm gonna be the
remember,
one
I
chatting
am
here.
slower than you. Always. It doesn't matter how much you have to do.
Well then, in that case, I won't panic here.
Don't panic.
Kind of relax and finish. I might be able to tack all these on here maybe. I was thinking I was out of
Oh,
time.
and I just totally ruined my thing, but I at least know what it looks like, so it's fine. It's fine.
It's totally fine. Ooh. Me. Okay. I feel like I missed a question or two on there about, hold on, I'm gonna check those out.
Okay.
The diamonds and circle hot plates, yes, those are new, as well as the washi and the stencil florals I'm using.
Yeah, pretty much everything other than our backgrounds are, it's all a sneak peek of coming product. And our release goes live on Monday at
Yes.
7 a.m.
Exactly. And thank you, Vicky. The same product-ish. I mean, we use different parts of it, but two completely different cards. Exactly. That's what is so fun for us as well.
Yes, that is one of the fun aspects of the product suites that we offer. You get all of those different options for creating cards.
And still, we're having trouble talking.
I know, right? I'm like, okay, Leah, use your words. And I always have to decide where I want to put my sentiment here.
I managed to fit all of those florals all onto this card.
Wow, Heather.
That is like pro level over there.
I don't know. It's just lucky.
Just lucky. You're
Just
funny.
lucky.
All right, let's see here.
Look at that foil. I'm just going to sit
Need
here.
a little bit of foam tape.
How many diamond dies? Someone was asking about that. So it makes a total of 4 different sizes of the hot foils. And then the coordinating die.
Like 6 or 8.
1, 2, it's 8 pieces. 1, 2, 3,
8.
4.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because
so
it takes 2 dies to cut
for
out
each side.
each
Yep.
frame. Yep.
My brain was telling me that, but for some reason the math, I was like, I'm gonna look before I confidently.
That was not
say
working out, huh? Welcome to my life.
Right. And I love, so I've already created a card using some of these just like as windows. They're just such great basic shapes. You know, the diamond and then that elongated hexagon. I love
for
them
sure.
for that as well. Oh, and Kate, so you've used washi tape, but you've never been able to get it stick to your cards. We have had so great luck with our washi tape. First of all, I feel like the adhesive works really well and it sticks well, but also when you die cut it, when you put it on the white cardstock and die cut it, the pressure of the die cut machine helps really push it on firmly. And Leah and I have made a ton of washi tape cards and I've never had one peel off.
Yeah, I've never had any issues with our washi tape peeling off of anything ever. So of course we can't speak to other brands.
Yes.
But I've never once had an issue with our washi tape
Peeling off at all.
I think I'm going to finish accenting with gold pearls.
Nice.
I can find them.
There we go.
Good idea, because you have that gold foiling on there, huh?
Yeah.
I'm going to use jewels. The second version of the hot foil diamonds. So those were made, it's hard to explain without but if you have our solid foil plate, all the leftover negative spaces of the foil, like when Leah peeled, Leah, do you have your circles close by? You can show
Yeah, I
them real
do.
quick.
Yep.
So this is what peeled away when
Yeah.
I was done foiling. And I'll save this because we have our solid hot foil plate, which we can foil that reverse or the negative.
And then you use the dies and it cuts out opposite of what the original does. So you
Yep.
have white where the foil was on the other and foil on the part that was white on the other.
Absolutely.
So you get a 2-for-1.
So with the solid hot foil plate, it makes every hot foil design a 2-for-1 basically. And you have a whole lot of, you have very little wasted foil. So it's kind of one of our big things about that plate that we love so much. All right. So I'm going to put this little nice big pearl there to cover up my little random seam I had at the top. That's too big. Do a couple more little accents here and there, and then my card is done.
Look at you. I don't know if I ever said what my background, I used the slim stitches for my background on here too.
Yeah.
I had that pre-die cut, so I don't think I ever got to mentioning what that was. So.
We got all flustered when our live wouldn't go live.
Right?
I think.
That'll do it every time.
Yes, it will every single time.
Okay.
All right. Oh, shoot. Knocking my little pearls over the wrong way. But we love to hear that. Joanne, she has said she's become a Pinkfresh junkie. We are too. Trust us.
Oh, yes. We can definitely identify with that. Okay, there we go. Getting my bling on there where I'm happy. Okay. Another part where we slow down and we start muttering.
When we start talking to ourselves a little.
Debbie, how the non-flat jewels are crystals. So the crystals are the ones that aren't fully flat. The jewels, which is what I'm using, those have a completely flat back. The crystals, the top of them is more pointy, and that's the side that we point up. And then the back of them, I guess, I don't know which ones, I consider it the back, kind of looks like the front of the crystal. So it has that faceted, but with a little bit flat. So when I adhere those down, I use that side to go down. So it raises them up and they're really super cute and sparkly. But they are more dimensional. So it's definitely better to hand deliver or use a padded envelope or something like that.
Put it in a package.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. My card is done.
Mine is almost, there we go. I lost my little, I might add some more bling on there at the end, but I'm going to call that quits for now. Look at those hot foils. I love it.
Right. Well, there are our cards for today, friends. And we actually didn't go too far over in time considering we were 10 minutes late starting.
Right. What time is, we did do good.
4:04.
We did well.
Winners, however.
Oh, we didn't do that yet. Is Kinnery still there? We can let Kinnery pick them.
True. We could.
If she wants to.
Kinnery, if you want to pick, we have, because we are doing 2 combined lives today, we mentioned we would pick 2 winners of $15 gift card codes.
One last peek there, and then I'll swap the camera around and you can say goodbye. Wait, hold yours up again, Leah. I need to see yours.
Sure.
That's pretty. I didn't really get to fully look at you making it because I was so busy keeping up with mine.
Totally makes sense. You had way more work to do on yours.
I was busy. All right.
All
I'm gonna switch my camera around.
Same here. Bear with us while we get this all switched over.
All right. Well, thanks for sticking with us and finding our last minute live stream because our our scheduled one was refusing to go live. Oh yay, we have 2 winners.
Awesome.
We've got Linda Gorman and Debbie Haney. Congratulations, you guys have won today's $15 gift card codes.
Woohoo.
If you claim your prize, here I will also type it, is you email Leah at Pinkfresh. Oh, there we go. There it is. Never mind.
Oh, she's got it.
So email Leah at pinkfreshstudio.com.
Then she deleted it. She probably saw that you were going to type it and she deleted it.
Oh, okay.
But yes, while Leah types, I will say it. You need to email Leah at Pinkfresh Studio. LEA is her name. There's no H on the end. And she will get that out to you. Yeah. Give her 2 to 3 days. It takes a little while.
It's fine. We're typing it multiple times. It's okay. That's just how the
feeling is gone. It's just been a little,
It's okay. At least we're both smiling and happy at the end, right?
exactly. Well, congratulations to the winners. I will be on the lookout for your emails claiming your gift card codes. Give me a couple of days to get back to you because I do get a lot of emails.
Yes.
So other than that, this is our one card live this week. I am unsure if there's a scrapbook.
There is on Friday. Yep.
So this is your one card live of the week with me and Heather. There's a scrapbooking live on Friday at 12 noon Central Time with Natalie here on YouTube. And then we have our release on Monday. So this entire release goes live on Monday, March 28th at 7 a.m. Central Time. So washi tape, nested hot foiling frames, lots of goodness.
And speaking of scrapbook stuff too, we have 2 scrapbook Instagram and a blog hop going right now if you haven't seen those. So check those out. There's lots of fun giveaway opportunities for those as well. And they're beautiful. The collections are gorgeous.
So, lots of prizes, tons of inspiration using our 2 brand new paper collections, Life Right Now and Happy Heart.
Yes.
So that's everything I think we have.
I think that's it. We're going to go get busy getting ready for this release.
Yeah, time to get everything buttoned up and ready for the release. So it'll be all ready for Monday.
Yes.
All right, friends.
Thanks everyone for joining us.
Great rest of your Tuesday. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for finding us again.
Right.
Great rest of your day. Bye.
All right. Bye, everyone.